Welcome back to the program. How's everybody doing this morning? Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Let me do one other thing before we get started with this week's edition of Food for Thought. So let's see. And just me and the buttons are not always getting along, and it's been one of those mornings. One of those mornings. No matter which buttons I push, it seems to be the wrong one. Say good morning to my very good friend Bob from Greenfingers Food for Thought. How are you this morning, sir?
Challenged.
We're together. We're in the same room, and
Yes.
I was going to say the sun came up, but it's kind of overcast this morning. It's been a little hazy, a little cloudy, icky the last few days. So I guess that keeps things a little cooler than it might
It
have.
it
Might,
does, but I was off island
yeah.
and I had to fly back in and well, of course I had to fly back in. But when I
You
was
didn't swim.
no, uh and coming in and I'm going to say at least 30 minutes out, I'm like, "Ooh, cloudy and gray, maybe rainy."
Yeah.
Until I realized that wasn't cloudy and gray. There
No,
were
it's
little
haze,
it
dust.
was the dust was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I feel it in my head. It's just thick.
It's
Yeah.
really thick.
Yeah. And
And we had to get maybe at 1,000 meters or thereabouts, 3,000 feet, before you could maybe start to see the ocean
yeah,
and the sargassum.
yeah. You know, we're very lucky on the south side of the island, though. The Sargassum, as long as the
Yeah,
wind stays out of the east, we're generally okay.
yeah, we're generally, well, yeah.
Generally speaking.
Our coast is Simpson Bay, and this area is
Yeah.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
other side not so.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. What are we talking about this morning? Food for thought.
Well, I lost my other tablet. CPU died, and so now I have a new tablet, and I was really trying to get a post up. And I got a call yesterday that our container finally from way North Canada, full of TH1,
Has arrived.
has arrived. It's on the island. We don't physically have it, but we're going to have it probably before Saturday. So we'll get it distributed to the two nurseries because we've got a waiting list of people to call. Because we ran out about 3 weeks ago, mid June, and we had pre-planned it to arrive around mid June. I kind of have a good idea of what our usage rates are and inventories are, but no,
The
that
shipping is a little screwy these days.
yes, the planet's a lot screwy these days, and shipping and freight and is challenging. The Strait of Hormuz can even affect Canada.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah.
So anyway, it's in, and then I tried to do a nice picture for the post, but I'm still not as well trained on my new tablet as I'd like to be, and it was hard enough, like loading everything back
So
up.
what kind of tablet did you get?
I
Is it
got a Samsung.
mhm.
Don't ask.
You went to the dark side?
I went to the dark side.
Oh, I can't go to the dark side yet.
Yeah.
I'm an iPad Apple guy. What can I say? And it's just crazy expensive now. That's what it comes down to.
Well, there's that, and I was in the States, and it's the 4th of July weekend,
Right.
and a big 4th of July
For
weekend.
sure.
So, you got to go to. So I got to a box store. I got to Best Buy.
Yep.
They had all kinds of things going on for 4th of July weekend.
Perfect.
So, and I had to get a new phone at the same time while I was up there.
Well, if you're gonna listen, if you're gonna get a new phone and a new tablet all at the same time, you might as well stick in the same ecosystem and just
Yeah,
be
it's in the same ecos.
and bite the bullet and do it.
Yeah, and then try to get everything and find the cloud and all your stuff that was stored up there and try to
Of course.
bring it all in. But I'm slowly getting through and trying not to be a technological dinosaur. But
Well, if you figure out how to do that, let me know.
I actually am getting there.
Mm.
But without the phone being able to get the verification codes, we started making phone calls to customer service,
Yeah.
and that's always fun.
Never a dull moment.
never a dull moment. But TH1, uh, yeah, and I looked up to see whether I could like download something and get it on as a picture, but boy, it's really got a lot of good stuff going on, which is why it's kind of the grower's bale of choice. Um, Including starter fertilizers are built in. I mean, it's got the limited calcium and pH is slightly acidic. Sorry, slightly saline. Um, no, I'm wrong.
Mm.
It's slightly acidic, which works great, and it's a peat light mix. But it's many years ago we found this is one of the best, and we have a core set of home growers, landscapers,
Hmm.
farmers, other nurseries, and landscapers, and a lot of people really were like crying like we were because we were out for about 3 weeks. But and I'm we use it for everything.
Do you use it as like ground cover too, like instead of like a mulch or no?
No, it's too light, and but for planting, well, first of all, it's sterile, so it's really good for seed bedding, like starting seeds.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good to make cuttings with, and this is straight. You don't do
Mm-hmm.
anything else. Vegetative production. We do most of the things like our vinca crops and our herb crops.
Any more Vinca?
Yeah,
I'm
we have more vinca.
I'm wondering. So you made me think about something.
Okay.
You know where we put the not the hibiscus, the hydrangea.
Well, you don't have
What
hydrangea.
what's the pink ones or what on the beach? The bougainvillea.
Bougainvilleas.
What did we put? The other color ones we put in the back by the mint and the basil. Those were hibiscus.
Yes, those are hibiscus.
Yeah. So those are struggling.
Yes.
I'm wondering what else we could put in there besides some more basil and another round of mint and something colorful.
The vinca is working for you.
Yeah.
When something works, don't fix it.
Any more pink vinca?
Yes.
How many should we put back there?
You also want to put a little more basil and mint?
Yeah, I want to. So one of the mints, one of the basils is getting woody.
Yeah.
So it's time.
Yeah.
We need to restart.
Okay.
So I'd love to put a couple basils and some mint, and then have some vinca for color.
For
And,
that,
and
I know your place pretty well, so I would say 6.
cool. Can we
Uh,
make? Could you put that? Could you put me on the list?
Sure, I can put you on the list.
Cool. Just let me know. Send me the bill.
Okay, and I can check the tree and other things.
Yeah. No. Well, so with regard to the tree on Halley's Drive, here's what I can tell everybody as we digress from food for thought, but it's stuff you and I have been talking on and working on together.
Environmental stuff.
Yeah, so still food for thought. Um, so, um, by the way, Dwayne, we have the irrigation system ready to roll. They have um, poured the foundation um, of the building next door, and we're just kind of waiting. I think what Dwayne is waiting for. Dwayne is a rock star, by the way.
Yes, he's great.
What Dwayne, are you listening this morning? I'm trying to make Dwayne's mom might be listening.
Rosie.
Yeah, I love her too.
Yes.
When I went to the pet store to talk,
Paradise Pets, folks.
we realized we knew a whole bunch of people in common, so it was just like old home day.
Yeah.
But I adored her anyway. And so what Dwayne wanted to do was wait till they had backfilled on the side of the tree where they dug out for the foundation, so we're not in risk of the tree having a big hole next to it,
Right.
and we're no longer driving big heavy equipment over that spot,
Right.
so we can put the irrigation system around the tree.
Mm-hmm.
The tree doesn't. I was looking at it over the weekend. It looks like it's alive. I don't see any new activity. No, there's nothing. It doesn't look to see if like there's no green stuff sprouting, which I suppose is
Good.
yeah at this point,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because it's at least using its energy to keep itself alive.
Stable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think once we get the irrigation system connected and running, when they're stopped driving all the heavy equipment over there, that will then help the tree even further.
Yes.
And
If I get there and probably this week, maybe. It's like I said, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Yeah, so I came back into, like I said, more challenges as I got the phone call yesterday from ICC and Tropical. Yes, your container's here, and we're going to try to make it the first can for the driver that we love,
yeah,
because he knows our routines and how to sneak it into where we want it parked.
mm,
And it's not a sneaking, but just it's challenging within the nursery to jockey those trailers.
for sure, for sure.
So,
So
yeah, we're like, oh, thank you, Lord,
I love
that
the
the
TH1.
TH1 is here. I had a little emergency stash for our own usage of BX, which is mycorrhiza inoculated, that I use sparingly because it's not inexpensive. So that kind of just was our bridge for 3 weeks. I had like 10 bales of that. And that's about what we use in 3 weeks in one nursery.
Hmm.
Um,
Wow.
yeah, no, we're our own biggest user. But, yeah. And the other one is, and I put it in because, we're not finished with the offload costs and uh, at least through the end of the month of July, there will be no price increase.
Brilliant.
You
You're a
know,
nice guy. We appreciate it.
yeah, but a lot of our core clientele, the strawberry patch that you should tend well,
Mm.
are small growers and home growers.
Yeah.
And even I homegrown. I've got cantaloupe have set fruit.
You have a cantaloupe at your house?
Yes.
I'm coming over.
That kind of thing. And in the truck, I have two basically big bags of hot peppers because I have a good friend who loves really hot. So I have Scotch bonnet and habanero.
I'm not I'm not a hot person. I don't do spice. I don't do heat.
I do a little heat. I don't like heat that where it ruins the flavor, but if
Yeah.
it's part and parcel of what you should, you know, uh, you can't do a ceviche
Yeah.
without a little snap to it. So, no, I do hot peppers. I have my must-have list. We've all discussed it, and I do it all in TH. Um, just because I know the drainage characteristics, I know how much water it can dry out fast if it's a small pot,
Right.
but then you don't overwater things, but it does have good water retention, and we don't go plant without it. When we go out on job sites and we're putting in trees and bushes and what have you, there's always a little there. So that's why I said the other landscapers are on speed dial already and alerted that when the container comes, come and get it because they're going to take out quite a few bales at one shot. So,
So I guess the other thing too we should say when it gets there, when we do the vinca and the mint
mm-hmm.
and the basil at the house. I said the bint because I've combined my mint and my basil together. We call that bint, I guess. Apparently, um, bring me a bale of TH1 just to have too.
You're out?
I don't think there's any left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
I know you were always kind of stocking a bale
yeah, and we used
and
to leave a bale in the driveway, right? And
yeah.
I think I have 4 bags of in the corner of the driveway of mulch,
Okay.
but I don't think there's any I don't think there's any TH1 left.
Well, it's okay. I can put one
Yeah,
in whatever truck, and then if there's still one in storage, because I remember seeing one over by generator.
yeah. I think that's where I think that one's done.
Okay.
I think I'll look. I'll look when I get home.
Yeah, that's the other one is that with a TH and like even with me, uh, I will razor cut the top like a flap,
Mhm.
and I'll be using it at the house, and then I'll put the flat back over because it's actually outside, and I don't want leaves and water getting in it.
Right.
And it takes me a while to go through. The characteristics are you get 710 liters, whatever that really looks like, when it fluffs up. In other words, it's a compressed bale.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
Big.
really compressed.
Yeah.
And they're not light. So you get a lot of good potting soil, mixing soil, whatever in one bale. You can go a
Always
long
good
way
stuff.
with it.
Always good stuff.
Yeah, always good stuff. So they'll be available in both nurseries by Saturday, God willing. And
From your mouth to God's ears.
Huh?
From your mouth to God's ears.
Yeah, I'm telling them your plans. I'll make them chuckle. And so Coal Bay is where the container will be. And that's 9 to 5 there, Monday through Friday. And in Point Blanche, hopefully some going today or tomorrow. So everything should have it by Saturday. Both nurseries. Point Blanche is 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. And both nurseries open 9 to 4 on Saturday.
Perfect. Always a pleasure to see you.
Yes, it's nice to be back.
I'm glad you're back. Next Wednesday, the 22nd, we have our next Rotary meeting, Rotary lunch.
That's correct.
Yeah, so looking forward to seeing you at that. Glad we dragged you back into the Rotary family. Once you're in, you never really leave.
I never really left. I just couldn't do time commitments
Yeah.
for various
we're,
reasons. And
we're glad you're with us, and it's going to be a great Rotary year. I was at Rotary Club St. Martin Mid-Isle last night for their first meeting, and then on Monday I was at the Rotary Club St. Martin Sunset for their first meeting. Then tonight I have to go do the welcome. They're having over at the University of St. Martin. They're having it's Maternal and Child Health Month in the Rotary world, and they're having a speaker all about the health and well-being of mothers and children in our community, and that's tonight from 7 to 9 at the University of St. Martin. It's free, made possible by the Rotary Club of St. Martin Sunrise, and then my Rotary week is done. I'm tired.
never done.
I know. I'm tired. It's been a long few days. I did something yesterday I normally don't do. Went home in the afternoon because I thought I was having
Did you watch the game?
I watched the game.
I did too.
And then I went home in the afternoon. I watched the game at home, and then I fell asleep on the sofa. I had somebody come over to do some technical work that ended up getting postponed, and I just said, you know what, I'm going to take the afternoon to myself. And then, of course, I got up and went back to work to all the Rotary stuff in the evening last night. But
all the clubs have some very, very good and interesting projects and things in the works.
Yeah.
And I don't think the general public really knows. So
and
keep the promotion going.
That's my job, to talk about all this stuff. You know me, I love to talk.
Yeah.
And then last weekend, I told everybody earlier in the week on Saturday, Michael Cleaver from the airport,
Mm-hmm.
the CEO of the airport, invited me to go out with his entire team on Tango for a sunset cruise. And we got on board, and the whole team gets on board. There's, I don't know, probably 50 of us. Michael says a few words and says, and it's not going to be an evening of talking and stuff. It's just to have some food, break bread, watch the sunset, and have some fun. However, I'd like to let everybody know Dr. Sock is here from Island 92, and he's going to be our new voice at the airport. And I had no idea. I said, I'm honored. And he said, so Sock, say a few words.
Oh, so you'll be, that's interesting. You'll be the recorded.
So we're going to do a whole bunch of, going to meet over with his entire executive team next week. And we're going to do some podcasts. We're going to do some stuff here at the studio. We're going to do some stuff in the terminal. We may even take the morning show and do it at the terminal at Juliana a few times. And so we could even do food for thought from Juliana, from the airport.
We can do that.
That could be fun.
I'm kind of impressed with the AI.
Yeah.
At Juliana, made things kind of move along fairly faster.
I have to tell you, and I said this to Michael and his entire team when he sprung on me to talk and say a few words. And so I said, listen, I remember my very first arrival on St. Martin in 1981. It wasn't this airport. It wasn't the yellow airport. It was the one before that.
Yeah, Tin Shed. I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. And I remember getting off the plane, walking off the plane down the steps with mom and dad. It's when in the early 80s, you could travel here with your birth certificate from the U.S. if it had a raised seal. And we came up to immigration. They looked at everything. They let us in. We walked into the tin shed. It's a big like garage door on the side of the building,
Yep.
and inside of that was a ramp. And they dumped your bags in,
Yeah, just from one side to the other.
right?
Kind of.
And then you took your bags and you went outside and you got in a bus or a taxi and off to your resort. And I remember we had went through back in the day. We went through. Uh, Came out of there, but we're staying at the PLM Saint Tropez in Marigot at
Mm-hmm.
the time, which is just a big kind of orange yellowish building now as you leave Marigot headed in the direction of Sandy Ground. The building is still there. It's now apartments. But I remember getting on the bus with mom and dad, and we went through Mullet Bay when when the resort was in its heyday,
Correct.
and then we got to Kupakoi, and the road it all just became dirt
Yes.
all the way until Bay Rouge,
Yes.
where you turn the hill to come down, turn to the right to come down the hill to towards where at that point La Belle Creole was on the left end. That was the straight shot into Marigot, and so I remember all of that like it was yesterday. Um, and so what I shared with them was, that this is I love to travel through Princess Juliana. I find myself walking through the airport, with my rollerboard, smiling away and talking to people and stopping to buy something here and something there, and then I'll go sit in the Swaliga Lounge and have a bite to eat, and then I'll get on my plane. It's such a fantastic departure experience, and the arrival experience is super high tech now. It's become much easier than it used to be in days of old. Um, and I know with all of the technological improvements come some learning, but
Yes.
it's a great experience coming and going. I love to travel through there.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's why I said with the AI here and everywhere is, in some cases, making things a lot more efficient. And don't fight it and don't get too worried or joke about Orwellian things. But
right. So
yeah,
here's what I tell everybody. Entry.sx is where you go, a few days before you travel and do your travel documents before you get here. Put a +1 or plus whatever your country code is, so +1 area code and phone number. When
mm-hmm.
you enter your phone number, because +1 is required, and it's obvious here and in Europe, but not necessarily in the U.S. and North America for that matter. So +1 and your phone number will make things go through much easier. And then when you get there as a visitor, you walk up right to the kiosk, insert your passport, and voila.
No,
And
look at the camera. Have a nice day.
yeah,
End of story. Yeah, amazing. I don't think I might have one stamp in my new passport.
it's so as a resident, I always go through resident lines. So we don't have to do the
Yes.
form. Um, and I think sometimes they stamp me, sometimes they don't. Going into the U.S., I never get stamped
No,
anymore. And
and you're probably real ID.
I'm Real ID and I'm Global Entry too.
Right.
So into the U.S. Um, Coming back here, sometimes they stamp us, sometimes they don't. Coming through resident line, but whatever. No biggie. But I think I've got like another 5 years to go on my
And
passport, so I'm
I
wasting it.
know it's July, so in the past you really didn't think it would be like high season, but I have
It's
to.
busy.
I traveled on a Thursday, and
From where? Which airline?
I went on Southwest
From where?
here,
From we're here to where? So,
Orlando, direct.
and was the plane full?
Yes,
We,
they were
early,
even announcing on both directions coming back that anybody who has like overhead
mhm.
could,
Check
you
for free.
yeah, we'll check for free because it's going to be a full flight.
So I came back early July, late June. I think late June, from Miami through Miami. The morning flight out of Miami was oversold. They put people on the morning flight um, to the midday flight, which I was on, and that was packed, not an empty seat.
Right.
And at the end of June, early July. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not complaining.
No, I'm not complaining either.
The more the merrier. Come visit
More
us.
the merrier, yes.
Come visit. Bob, always a pleasure.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
We'll see you next week. Food for
You
thought.
got it.
Bob from Greenfingers. Tell everybody 2 locations where? One more time.
Coal Bay, right behind the Burger King, and that's 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and in the heart of Point Blanche, and that's 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. Both nurseries 9 to 4 on a Saturday.
Gotta love it. Our good friend Bob from Greenfingers. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to another edition of Food for Thought next week. More fresh air in the morning is on the way. Please stick around. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. Here's everything that's happening tonight. It's 8:29 right here in the Northeast Caribbean. Here's your Amstel Bright Entertainment Calendar brought to you by Amstel Bright 992 and Z 105.1 FM.